Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaley, and today, back by popular demand, we have Philip Timoshenko.
Glad to be back on your show.
He is really excited. He doesn't sound excited, but he's really excited.
It's awesome. It's a great opportunity, great honor.
See, good. Well, if you have not subscribed, I would love it if you subscribe to this journey that I'm on. And a while back, I had asked people on my social media what are some questions that they had about dating and wanting to get a guy's perspective. And Philip graciously agreed to answer these questions. So I'm just going to start asking him questions and we're going to hear from his heart.
For sure. I'm just going to be speaking from my experience, what I think, my opinions, and just take it with a grain of salt. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, first one. Are guys intimidated by strong, independent girls?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's definitely true because when a woman is strong, independent, and self-sustaining, self-growth, whatever, self-accomplished, I guess that's what I meant. It makes a man think like, why does she need me? Why does she need a man if she's doing a good job without me? And I think a part of a lot of men are being honest, they don't want a woman to be bossing them around back at home. So I mean that's just the honest.
That's
what I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't Christian guys ask girls out at church?
Because they don't want to be seen as the creep who asks girls out at church. Because then girls talk and they see him, and that's the guy, he asks every girl out at church. So they don't want to have that image, but that's not always true because a lot of times guys don't want to feel like, man, she's here just worshiping God and I'm interfering with that. Yeah. So there's a lot of things and insecurities that guys are dealing with as well. But for the most part, if he's crazy about her, then he will even take that step, I believe.
Okay.
I would.
Good.
So
good to know. How should I let a guy know I'm interested?
Send him a text, I like you. I'm just kidding.
Who does that?
Right. Back elementary, the whole little note, yes, no, maybe.
Yeah,
that would be a great way to just kind of clear the confusion.
Bring it back.
Right. But no, if a man is interested in a girl, he's already looking at every signal, every opportunity he can. Personally, this is what I do. And a woman can be a little, I guess, aggressive or I guess just send signals. I mean, you don't have to be like out there and be like, hey, look, I like you. But don't be surrounding yourself with all your girlfriends where he has to, penetrate through this wall of friends before he ever gets to you.
Yeah.
Don't always get out this face that like, don't even think about approaching me, mister. Be nice, smile, even give yourself the opportunity for him to approach you. Mm-hmm. I think we can both do this is called the relational dance, I guess.
Yeah. And
give a man an opportunity because we struggle with fear and insecurities as well. It's a very difficult thing to just come up to a girl and be like, look, I'm risking it all just to say hi.
I have heard that, like a guy wants to know that there is a possible interest so that they don't get rejected.
Absolutely. Absolutely. A guy will look for signs of interest first, and it builds confidence in him to approach you. And if he sees that you are not interested, he's not going to do it unless he's just like, I don't care, I'm just going to risk it. So.
Okay, well, good. So this one's kind of like a couple questions that are similar, so I'm going to just put them all together.
Right.
Do guys like girls who are forward and blunt? And when do guys perceive that a girl is being too forward and the pursuer? And when is that a turn off and when is it not?
Yeah, that's actually a very good question because I know guys where it's a total turn off, and I know guys who would greatly appreciate that to clear the smoke, And honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with a woman being forward and blunt because it shows that she knows what she wants, and that could put a man in a position like, okay, this girl's not messing around. But if she's also, consistent and everything, there's a balance in life. Absolutely, like just. We can even drink too much water, but we need to drink just the right amount of water. So that's just an example, as in we need to maintain balance in everything we do. And same with a woman, she can be forward in some of the signals and kind of be like, look, Mr. Make a Move or what, you know, we can,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's totally healthy and good for a girl to do that. But yeah, if you put too much pressure on the man, then it's going to push him away, it's going to make him scared.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that's biblical.
Yeah.
You see the women of the Bible they know exactly what they want. Esther and Ruth, they didn't mess around.
Yeah.
So
don't mess around.
yeah.
How does a girl respect her boyfriend with her modesty?
Oh man, that's actually another good question.
These are all good questions.
Yeah, these are very good questions. That's actually because then it's kind of makes him feel like, look, she doesn't want all kinds of guys looking at her, that she wants all the attention from him,
Yeah.
and that he's the only one who's earned that attention. He's the only one who's earned to see you, you know, I guess if we're talking about marriage here, in the more intimate way,
Yeah.
right? He's the only one who's earned that role, and a man can really feel, I guess, like a man when his woman is taking those steps to make sure that he knows that he's special versus other men.
Yeah.
So I think that's if that answers the question.
Yeah.
You think?
No, I think it
Okay.
does. Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. Do guys think online dating is safe?
I mean, I've never done it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess how could it be really dangerous for a man? I mean, I think it's safe. You
Yeah.
probably meet some weirdos. You always do.
Yeah,
It's the
there's-
online world.
Yeah.
But
I think, like, I talk about this in a different video. Like,
Right.
you have to be safe. Like, if you're going out on a date with somebody, like, that you've met online, like, tell somebody.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't be stupid, I guess. Like,
Okay, in that sense, what you mean, like when you're actually going on a date? Well, yeah, I mean for sure.
Like, would you, like, as a guy, do that, though? Like, tell another guy or somebody, like, you were going on a date?
Well, yeah, I could tell him, but I
Okay.
wouldn't do it because I feel scared that
Okay.
that she was gonna put me in a van and take me away. More because, like, bro, I'm going on a date. Well, pray for me. That's
Okay.
probably why.
All right. Do you believe in the one, or is dating better way to determine who's right for you?
I think there's two truths in that. I believe in the one, and I believe that you can choose. I believe that's how God is. He's not limited to any way, shape, or form. There's a lot of preachers who say there's no such thing as the one. Preachers that I personally respect. But then when I see people who felt like they have married the one, and then I've seen people who've chosen for themselves, and I've seen both realities, and I think God is both. God could do both, and I definitely think that if you haven't met the one, why not date and find out? Open your mind and kind of, you know, check your options and travel and see. Why not?
Because
So-
we have a free will.
Exactly.
Like, everyone has a free will. So don't
Exactly.
think that, sorry, I guess this is his
Right.
Q&A,
Yeah.
but don't think that if somebody, like, who you thought was the one has something happen and they marry somebody else, like, don't think that you're not going to meet someone.
Absolutely. God is a God of redeeming. He's a redeemer. He loves to take our brokenness and our mistakes and make it into His glory.
Yeah.
So that's what God does best. So let's say you did lose the one, God can make the next opportunity just as beautiful, if not more beautiful.
Yeah.
So
It's good. All right. When should you disclose details of your past? Family issues, personal struggles, etc.
you know, you can't put a timeline on that. You can't put, you know, this is exactly when you should do that. Those kind of things naturally flow out of a relationship. And I think in a healthy relationship, you feel safe in releasing those things early on. I think early
Yeah.
on, because you need to know what you're dealing with. And if the person wants to run, let them run now. Because if they can't deal with that, then you didn't want them anyway. Because personally, that has happened to me, and I'm so glad, I'm so thankful that it happened early. Because imagine being married to this person and then they find out this detail, and then they're like, wow,
Yeah.
you know. So I think it's okay, but you have to feel out for yourself with prayer, obviously. Just be honest with each other, but slowly, surely let each other know early on, I think.
That's good. All right, we're going to do one more question, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to split this into a part 1, part 2. So make sure you follow up next week for part 2. So our last question for today is, what do guys like to do on a first date?
Well, I think a lot of guys like to take girls out to a movie and a dinner.
A movie?
Yeah, and I think that's a
No.
big mistake.
Yes.
That's
Okay, good.
huge-
I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah,
Philip,
no. I
Okay.
think that's a huge mistake.
Okay, good. Phew.
Take away the awkward tension of the face-to-face contact, that closeness. Go on a walk somewhere. Go out like in a park or biking. Do an activity.
An activity.
Right,
yes.
an activity where
Okay.
you kind of don't have to be so intimate or you have to have forced conversation. Let it flow naturally.
Yeah.
And I think that's what every guy should be doing. Honestly, you want to get to know the person, and activity is a great way
That's
to
good.
ease the tension.
Because food is so awkward.
It is. You're like staring at each other.
Yeah, and like hopefully you don't get food in your teeth.
Right.
So no,
Right,
that's
right.
good. I was like really nervous though. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, I hope you're not taking.
No, never. I would never do that.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I'm so glad that you guys were here today, and hopefully you enjoyed this Q&A and it maybe answered some questions for you. And just know this is like Philip's opinion, our
Right.
opinion,
Right.
and so I agree with him. Be sure to come back next week for week 2 for our dating Q&A. And thank you, Philip.
Of course.
And
Honor.
I will see you guys next Friday.
God bless.
But
Yeah.
we want to make sure that you come back next Friday to see part 2 of the Q&A, Dating with Philip.
For sure. Well, not dating me.
Not dating.
God bless
Okay,
you.
love you.
you.